So, Anton, tell me about camp.
So we're running a new camp at Musser Scout Reservation, which is known as our STEM Adventure Day Camp. Now, this camp is for um, youth who can be first through fifth grade, so that's our Cub Scout age, but also for youth who are sixth through eighth grade, so in the Scout Space age range. But it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who is involved in scouting. We recommend for any Cubs or Scouts who want to go as well. But if they have friends or members of the community who are not involved, they can attend as well. This camp is, like I said, at Musser Scout Reservation at our Camp Garrison facilities, and it is all focused around STEM. So, rockets, weather, robots, all sorts of things STEM based. The starting price is $370 per week, but there is a rate if you're signed up with Scouts, either with would be a Cub Scout pack of $325. For our older youth, it's a little pricier at $385, but the Scout rate would be $340. We're running 6 weeks of program. Our first week starting June 24th, and then our last week ends on August 2nd. It's a really great opportunity for Scouts to get the camp. It's not a resident camp, but if it's something easier for parents to have their Scouts attend, I highly recommend it. And with those prices, there is also the option of transportation included, which would be busing. So that's a little bit about our STEM Adventure Day camp.
So it is December 12th, 2023. This is Reese Wallace with Terence, Lindsay. So how long have you been in scouting, Terence?
Oh, that's a good question. I joined Scouts in about fourth grade, and I was a wee below one, so that was about, approximately about like 10 years ago, I assume. Almost 12. No, almost 12. Yeah, almost 12. Almost 12.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what's your role in scouting? You can name your current positions, your former positions, kind of what have you done in scouting?
So to start, I was, the original scout. I joined my troop 98. That was my home troop. Then I transferred over to troop 133 with Mr. J.R. Brockman. Then I carried on some roles, but then I took an interest into the lodge, and that's where my career really started to kick off and everything. And so my first role in the lodge was Triune Vice Chapter Chief in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Following that, I became a ceremonialist that same year for the first time. And 2019 rolled around, became a Triune Chapter Chief as well as the Lodge Operations Chair. And I kind of took a break around 2019 just to trying to find myself and figure myself out. But 2021 came back around, and I decided that I wanted to get back active. So I joined the Brotherhood Committee as the Vice Chair.
Mm-hmm.
2022 came around. I joined as the Brotherhood Chair full on. And in 2023, I became the Lodge's first Vice Chief.
Very good. Excellent. So what made you choose scouting when you originally joined?
Honestly, I didn't, the friendship part of it. It was the after school activity, making friends, because all my friends were in school. I didn't really go outside into the neighborhood like that. So it was about, just having that social aspect outside of the hours of 8:30 to 3:30. And Scouts kind of gave me that different outlook on it.
Gotcha. So how has scouting impacted your life? Like what changes or developments or what have you noticed like scouting has done for you?
I definitely say it molded my character, and it's still doing it to this day. It taught me how to wash clothes while working at summer camp. Taught me how to manage money on my own, being away from home for so long, about 3 months at a time out the year. It also surprisingly helped me pick my college choice, East Stroudsburg University. Resica's not too far away. And I would say it's developing my character in a more professional manner. I've gotten to do more opportunities, speaking at the Campfire Gala. Mm-hmm. That was a big opportunity in character development for me, just for the simple fact that, it was a lot of people, and it was an important night for the council. And it was just important to me that people wanted to hear me talk. So,
mm-hmm.
yeah. I definitely like it's proven to better my speaking skills and my thought process about things, and it's honestly opened up more doors for me. So appreciate it in the long run.
Very good. So what's your favorite memory from scouting? If you have more than one, you can share as much or as little as you want to share.
My favorite memory from scouting was actually probably my brother in the ceremony. It was the ceremony went. If you know how it goes, the ceremony went, and it was just after the ceremony though. All my friends came up, my entire troop came up afterwards, just congratulate me, just to show me that it's more into the fold. You just gotta dig deep into it and dive in. And we went out to eat and celebrated. It was just the camaraderie and the family all made me feel accepted. And I was happy.
Very good. I'm glad you had that experience.
Yeah.
So you served on the Resca Falls camp staff. What made you join the camp staff?
Well, it was at the time, it was sort of kind of like a trend in my troop. You reach 14, you do your CIT year. But for me, it was more of an escape, a getaway. Because, if you lived in the city of Philadelphia, it's been rocky ever since the early 2000s. And you just kind of want to get an escape of that real world activity stuff. So summer camp was one of the ways I could do that. Gotcha.
So what's your favorite memory from camp staff?
My favorite memory from camp staff was, at the end of the week, they have those, they have that big campfire and all the awards are handed out. Mine was when I was just a humble CIT at the time, just doing my thing, excited to be there. And the one thing, troops would get up and present awards to a staff member. Pat White's troop, I forget the numbers, I believe it was 374. His troop, they enjoyed my presence there that week. I was their site host. I walked them to camp, welcomed them in and out of camp, just checked on them as much as I could. Some of the kids were in my merit badge classes. And then at the end of the week, they gave me a shirt. It just made me feel like this is where I belong. And I still have that shirt to this day. I hung it up. That's an important part of my journey.
Excellent. So what's the biggest lesson or takeaway you have from your time on camp staff?
Don't be afraid to be yourself because you feel as though other people won't accept you. I struggled with an identity crisis for the longest because I didn't know who I wanted to be, where I wanted to be with it. Was I supposed to follow this person's point of view or that person's point of view? But then I learned that it's all about what you make out of it. And summer camp taught me that because people don't like the traditional camp staff member. They like to see what you can bring to the table and what you are, and they like your personality out of it.
Well said.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give the other people, specifically African Americans who want to join the camp staff?
Honestly, you go up there with the mindset that you are here to work and character develop and just have a good time. Don't overthink it. Don't stress about it. Because I was the one that was overthinking every step and worrying about being the only one in my predicament. Because trust me, you're not. There's always someone you can talk to. There's always someone that can give you the insights that have been in your spot before. And then I just had to reach out for it.
Gotcha. Okay. So what has your experience been as a young African-American man in scouting been?
It's been all over the place. It's been some good times, some bad times, and there's been some really, really beautiful times. So you also have to understand the dynamic of in our circumstance, in our council, it's very, very dominated by other races. You don't really see too many African Americans active in the lodge. You mainly see it more so in Cub Scouting and mainly troop camping. Also, Venture Scouts are starting to diversify a little bit more as well. But in the lodge, it's just, I don't know. I would more so say, just be prepared for the outcomes that you get because you are not, I don't want to say it weird, but you are not like everyone else. You have to, it's sad to say, but you do have to work harder to show you belong.
Well, thank you for that honesty, and that's something I hope we can improve upon as a council. But I definitely hear what you're saying when you see more African Americans in scouting and Cub Scouting. You see a little more adventuring now, and then you see a lot of traditional troops as well, especially in Philly. They're predominantly African American, so I hear that. Thank you for opening up about that. So, what keeps you in scouting?
I always told this, and this is what I told Dan Templar the other day. The thing that keeps me in is I never wanted to be a leader. I wanted to make a difference. So as long as I'm here to make that difference, and people that follow my footsteps and see that, oh, he was the only one at a point in time. Now he diversified his own horizons and origins and how he looks at things, and it leveled the battlefield, it leveled the playing field for him. It's okay to want to get your foot in the door, because when you get your foot in the door, there's no limit to where you can go.
I like that. I like that a lot. So what general advice would you give to other folks who are following in your footsteps, such as, African American scouts and scouters?
The general advice I would give is just enjoy it. There are going to be things you don't enjoy. You might not like the knot tying aspect of it. You might not like the STEM aspect of it. But you just have to, go with the flow and go with the wind. And honestly, I would say my thing that was taught to me was just breathe, Breathe when you go about these processes, and breathe when you want to. I don't know, if you feel as though you have the interest of moving up, and you want to move up the ladder and walk forward and work to a higher aspect, I would honestly just say, be yourself, consult with a team, have people build a good support system. Because I know around me, I got a good support system. I got you, my parents, Aaron, Mr. Kless, Pat, and Liam. You want to diversify that system too. All backgrounds, all ages, so you get the outlooks and aspects of everything around.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Excellent. Now tell me about Resica Falls.
So Resica Falls is our Scouts BSA camp in the Poconos. It is 4,200 acres. Really beautiful property. I worked there for 3 summers of my life, and I do really love it. That is for our typical Scout summer camp, earning merit badges. We have afternoon adventures now, so it's not all day classes of merit badges, but there is adventures in the afternoon that scouts can go on, such as canoeing on the Delaware River, or going to Fossil Rock and jumping into the natural swimming hole. So it's a really great opportunity for those scout troops to attend. If you can't attend with your troop, there's options to go with our provisional troop 1, so you can go up and be put with other scouts whose troops aren't attending Resica. There's also a couple high adventure opportunities at Resica for older scouts, such as Fall and Run and Paddle-rama on the Delaware River.
Excellent. Thank you, Anton.
Kick